Live from the Bob Levy Broadcast Center, overlooking the Toms River, it's time to get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Be a part of the show, 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Good morning and welcome back. Thanks for sharing your morning with us. I'm Ken Malagiere, in for Jeremy Grunin, local small business owner. You, of course, are listening to Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, streaming live at WOBMAM.com, 1160 and 1310 on your radio AM dial, and live on the Radio Pup app at 1160 News Talk Radio. It is my great pleasure this morning to have live in studio Carol Schoenberger, an RN and clinical program manager for community outreach at Hackensack Meridian Health. And good morning, Carol.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for waking up to be with us. And Carol, you are quite busy keeping our community healthy. And how long have you been a nurse?
I've been a nurse a really long time, Ken, as you know. Probably over 40 years that I've been part of Meridian Hackensack. I was at Southern Ocean Medical Center for the first 35 years and then became part of the Meridian and now Meridian Hackensack Meridian Health.
That's tremendous. So like many of the nurses whom I've had the pleasure to meet in my life, it is no doubt a devotion in your life and career as well. So thanks for your service in keeping our community healthy. And tell me a little bit about your role with Hackensack Meridian.
Okay. Well, I oversee the clinical outreach team, which are the nurses and healthcare providers that go out into the community. And part of my role became this way is because I truly believe it is easier to stay well than to get well. So I think the more that we can go out and promote health and keep people out of the hospital, the better, healthier communities we'll have. So that's basically what my staff does. My team of nurses and ultrasound techs and health educators go out to the community and do education programs and screenings and try to keep our community healthy.
So are they like forums or seminars? How is that structured?
Okay, we do a couple different things. We certainly do educational programs. We have lectures from physicians too that go out and educate people. But we do wellness screenings and health fairs. I just mentioned today we're having a health fair in Jackson at Meridian Health Village in Jackson. So if you're not doing anything from 10 to 1 or 4 to 6 tonight, please stop by and you can get some screenings and get a tour of the Meridian Health Village right in Jackson. But along with that, we kind of really educate people from young children with our positive action team. Those are our characters that Dr. Bernard and Hopscotch and Picasso that goes out and teach grade school children and preschool about staying healthy and exercise, the importance of exercise. High school kids we do programs for. We have a program called Community of Lifesavers where we go out and say we'll do all ninth graders and teach them hands-on CPR for the day. So everyone knows CPR, bystander CPR, and where the AED is, and really hope to save lives that way. And then as we go up, we do programs for parents and for all the way up through our seniors, and a lot of our wellness screenings and things are focused to on seniors so they can come out and get screened and do educational programs.
That's great. So it sounds like really there's a dedication to a focus on wellness and actually healthy living to solve some of the ills of the healthcare system. Is that really a devotion of the system there to keep people healthy?
It's keeping people healthy. It's Hackensack Meridian believes in continuum of care. So we're like the people out in the community trying to keep people healthy, trying to have them do like small lifestyle changes so they can stay healthy. Along with disease specific, we have educational programs on like Parkinson's or different cardiovascular diseases and stuff. Because the more people learn about their disease, such as, say, diabetes, the better off they can control it, and therefore the healthier they'll become.
Yeah, and unfortunately there are many, certainly in our area and around our country, who live with these diseases every day, but they can be managed, and life can go on with some sense of normalcy. So speaking of community, what geographic region can we find you and your team? Where are you guys?
My whole team is all over Middlesex and Ocean County. We now are up in Middlesex County with Raritan Bay area. So I have different nurses and team members that are stationed, like we have one in Raritan Bay, one in Hazlitt, Jackson, the Freehold Mall. So we're kind of really spread out. My area that I focus on the most, of course, is Southern Ocean Medical Center area, which is, the Manahawkin and surrounding, area.
Excellent. And to avail yourself to these phenomenal programs that you've listed this morning, are there any costs for the screenings or educational programs?
Absolutely not. Most of our educational programs are free. There are small charges for a few of them, such as our Safe Sitter program. That's a national program, and there's a charge for that. So there's a couple programs that will that we charge for a small fee, but most of our educational programs and our wellness screenings and health fairs are all free. There's a couple programs I just want to mention coming up. On October 5th, we have a program called Goals of Care, and this is really if you or your loved one has a serious illness, and it's kind of going to talk about the resources and options out there and the support that people need during their lifetime journey, especially towards the end of life. And we'll talk about palliative care. We have a great panel of physicians and nurse practitioners that will kind of explain it. And what do you need to have in place for the people with serious illness? It's really an important topic.
And that's next Wednesday, October 5th.
Yeah, October 5th at the hospital. Actually, we're going to have a nice lunch and then have a panel of experts to kind of talk about that and what you need. So that will be October 5th at 12:30. We talked a little bit about, disease specific. The end of the month, we're having a program like on headaches and migraines that we have a neurologist, Dr. Papa Ruggiero, that will be speaking at. So we have a lot of physician programs along with, our wellness programs.
And what date is that at the end of the month? Do we have that date?
Yes, sure. It's October 21st.
Great.
And that's at 11 o'clock. And a lot of our programs for Southern Ocean Medical Center are held at Meridian Fitness and Wellness, which is in West Creek. We have a family resource center there, which is a nice classroom. So it's right part of the fitness center. You just come upstairs to our classroom.
That's great. That'll be Friday, October the 21st at 11 a.m. That's tremendous. So with that said, there's also some important and special screening programs offered, and the angio screen is what I understand is one of the innovations that are available through your hospital network. What is involved with that screening?
Angio screening is a fabulous screening, and happily we just celebrated our 10,000 angio screening. What angio screening is, it's a non-invasive screening, vascular screening, and it really tells people or shows people information on their risk for heart disease and stroke. So what's involved with that, isn't it? And it takes about 15 minutes to have it done, and you're greeted by a nurse, and you get your carotid arteries, which is the arteries in your neck leading to your brain. So you get pictures of them, ultrasounds of that, just to see if there's any blockage. And then we do a test it's called ankle brachial index, which is really a screening for peripheral artery disease. So what that is blood pressures in both your arms and your legs, and we come up with a number. Many people have peripheral artery disease and don't even know it. And we know that people that have PAD or peripheral artery disease is 2 to 4 times more likely to have a heart attack. So it shows a great risk for heart disease. Along with that, we do a 5-lead EKG, which is not a full EKG. It's just a very small part. We're only looking for one thing, which is your rhythm, to make sure you're not in atrial fib. So it's a 5-lead EKG. And then the best part about it, and I know we're on the radio, but people get a wonderful printout of their results. So they can actually get a picture of what their arteries look like.
Oh, that's tremendous.
And then we really encourage them to bring this to the doctors.
That is great. Really wonderful. Looking forward to continuing our conversation on AngioScreen and more. All that is going on at, of course, their community outreach program through Hackensack Meridian Health. We are here live with Carol Schoenberger. Join our conversation at 732-505-1160.
Stay tuned for Preferred Company with Joel Markell and Marianne Levy at 8. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin continues next. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Now, back to Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310 and WOBMAM.com.
Good morning, and thanks for waking up with us. I'm Ken Malagiere, local small business owner, in for our friend Jeremy Grunin today. You are listening to Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, and it is my great pleasure to have Carol Schoenberger, an RN and clinical program manager of community outreach, Hackensack Meridian Health, live in studio this morning. And Carol has been keeping our community healthy for over 40 years, and we're very grateful for that. So just to tie up where we left off on the angio screen, do you recommend that people share the results with their physician?
Absolutely. We give them a printout of their results. A nurse sits down with them and explains and educates them on all the results and talk about maybe some of the lifestyle changes they can make. Mm-hmm. And then we encourage them to take that printout to their physician. And they need, especially if they need follow-up
care, of course, mm-hmm. Sure. Is there a cost for this particular screening?
Yes, it costs $49.95. And it's
$49.95.
$49.95, correct. And that includes the 5-lead EKG, the carotid artery screening. We also screen for AAA, which is abdominal aneurysm, and then the peripheral artery disease.
Well, that's
so
tremendous.
It includes all that, mm-hmm. and they can just register by calling 1-800-DOCTORS.
That's great. And so they don't need a specific insurance plan for that. They can mm-hmm. show up and for $49.95 have this tremendous screening done.
Correct. And get a printout and take it to their physician.
And have perhaps even peace of mind. So
peace of mind and saving lives. I mean, we've picked up lots of things that really have saved lives.
Wow, that is tremendous. And there is an event coming up that I know is near and dear to your heart. We have Women's Health Night at Southern Ocean Medical Center on October the 26th.
Correct. And it's our 25th year of promoting women's health to our community.
That is great. So what happens at, and we're going to talk about this more after our break, but give us a little teaser. What happens at Women's Health Night?
Well, it's really a great event. It started back in 1992. In the first event, we had 78 women, and now we're up to well over 300 women that come each year. And it's an event to really empower women to kind of take care of themselves. Most women are so busy taking care of families and caregivers and working mm-hmm. and doing so many other things that we try to do this an evening event just for them to come out, take care of their own health, attend educational lectures, talk to other community resources out there, and there's lots going on.
That is tremendous. So that for at least a night,
yes.
they're not neglecting their own health and having some me time, as I like to call it.
Correct. Absolutely.
That is great. Well, thank you for doing that. And when we come back from our break, we're going to speak more about Women's Health Night and who's there and what to expect and the refreshments and hopefully some raffles and door prizes.
Correct. So, lots of good things.
So we'll catch up after this break. This is Ken Malagiere in for Jeremy Grunin. We'll see you after this.
The news never stops at WOBMAM.com. Get the latest from WOBM News, the Town Square, New Jersey News Network, and Fox News Radio. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin, News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Live from Town Square Towers at the heart of the Jersey Shore. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Get up, get out, do something. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Good morning and welcome back. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Ken Malagiere, local small business owner, in for Jeremy Grunin. You, of course, are waking up with Jeremy Grunin today, and I have the great pleasure to have live in our studio Carol Schoenberger, an RN and clinical program manager to community outreach, Hackensack Meridian Health. And Carol has devoted her professional career to keeping our community healthy, to which we are all very grateful. And we're just chatting about Southern Ocean Medical Center Women's Health Night.
Yes.
So here we go. On October the 26th, coming up, a really wonderful event at the hospital. And what are some of the physician lectures that will be taking place?
Okay. We'll have a lot of physicians there doing health screenings, but along with that, we have 3 lectures going on. We're going to have IBS, which is a symptom that no one talks about. We're going to do a lecture on contemporary breast health and also the importance of having a healthy weight. So those will be our 3 key lectures, but along with that, we'll have lots of physicians there doing other health screenings.
And speaking of health screenings, what type of screenings will be offered?
Okay, the night of the event, we'll be doing what we call our wellness screenings, which is a total cholesterol, a blood sugar, and a blood pressure. Along with that, we'll have some foot screenings, some hearing screenings, stroke assessments done, bone densitometry for osteoporosis. This year, we'll have one of our new physicians joining us to do head and neck cancer screenings, along with a couple of our doctors that will be doing arthritis screenings. So will be a lot of health screenings along with health education.
Wow, that sounds very thorough. And can you inform our listeners about the difference between a cholesterol test and a lipid profile?
Okay. Well, another important screening that will be taking place is actually taking place 2 days before the event. We'll be doing lipid profile, which is a total breakdown of your cholesterol. So the night of the event, we'll just be doing total cholesterol. It's just a finger stick. On Monday morning, October 24th, it's a fasting test. So you have to fast for 12 hours. So at 7 a.m., between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. at the hospital, we'll be doing what we call lipid profile. And that includes your total cholesterol, your HDL, which is your good cholesterol, your LDL, which is your bad cholesterol, and your blood sugar. And you'll get those results Wednesday night. So it's great. It gives you a better picture than just your total cholesterol because it gives you the breakdown of the good and bad cholesterol.
How often should someone have such a thorough test done?
Well, depending on their age and their risk factors and if they have high cholesterol, but I think it's a great test for everyone to have at least once a year, more often if you have heart risk.
And so that's all the more reason to attend this annual event and then get it all done.
So certainly Monday morning, it's fasting. You can drink water and you can take your medications, but you'll come in fasting Monday morning and you get results Wednesday night. If you can't make it Monday morning, come Wednesday night, you can still get your blood sugar and your total cholesterol done.
Great. Are there other community organizations that are involved in this event?
Absolutely. We open it up to a lot of different resources out there. So besides our hospital departments that will be there giving out information, we'll have like our health department, Long Beach Island Health Department, Ocean County Health Department, Ocean Senior Services. So a lot of other library, a lot of other
good tremendous resource. Yes, absolutely. You mentioned just briefly in passing the hospital departments and physicians who participate. Do you have a list of those departments?
Oh, I do, but there's really a lot. Like just about every department in the hospital participates.
Oh, great. That's good to know.
So there'll be a lot of resources there, a lot of cancer information if someone needs that, sleep, hyperbaric, wound care, transitional care.
They will
just
all
about
be there.
Yes.
So if you are interested, and you should, this is a must-attend event. Let our listeners know, is there a cost to attend this event?
Absolutely no cost. We have light refreshments. It's funny, for 25 years we've been doing Italian wedding soup, and some of the women just come for our Italian wedding soup. Or
excellent.
Dietary department does a great job. But we do light refreshments. There'll be raffles. Everyone that comes gets a little go-away gift. And this year, for the first time, being our 25th year, we've invited some vendors. And each of the vendors is bringing a great door prize to give away that night. So
all the more reason to come.
Yep. So it should be a fun and educational.
If you're interested in attending this event, how can they find out more information?
They can just call 1-800-DOCTORS and register. Like we said, there's no cost. It's a free event. So.
Terrific. Hopefully you will, if you are listening and you would like to attend the Women's Health Night at Southern Ocean Medical Center on October the 26th, you do give them a call at 1-800-DOCTORS. Do you have to pre-register?
No, you do not have to pre-register. You can just come that night. It just kind of gives us an idea, but you can certainly come either that night or Monday morning. No pre-register required.
Awesome. Well, this has been a true pleasure to have you with us this morning, Carol. That Women's Health Night again, Wednesday, October 26th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. a.m. at Southern Ocean Medical Center in Manahawkin. Thank you for keeping our community healthy.
Thank you so much for having me.
Have a great day.
Thanks.